So I talked about this a little bit at the end of my other video, but it was at the end of the video. I know a lot of people don't listen to the whole videos. They have short attention spans. So I want to talk about it, man. You want to stay away from these women that are not used to nothing, and stay away from women who don't want to grow up, man. You know? These grown women, man. Of course you have women in their 20s and stuff, but you have women in their 40s, 30s, 40s and up, man, that still want to act like a little girl, like they're at tea parties, you know? With the weaves, the sew-ins, all these different colors, purple, green, red, blonde, these non-natural colors. And they want to put on these long nails and these butterfly eyelashes and whatnot. And the thing is, man, they don't want to grow up. You know, they follow behind a Nicki Minaj. Even if they tell you they're not a fan of Nicki Minaj, you know, they endorse. They endorse what she puts out. And that's this whole Barbie thing. Barbie. Just think about how many grown women went to go see the Barbie movie. And I get it. A lot of women had Barbies when they were little girls, but you got to grow up, you know? Let little kids enjoy playing with Barbies. Let little girls enjoy playing with Barbies, not grown adults. But see, they don't want to grow up. They want to be grown women, and they want to act like they were little when they used to have sleepovers and they used to have tea parties and pretend dress up and whatnot. How do you consider yourself a grown, masculine, self-sufficient man, and you wifed up a woman with the mentality of a little girl? That just not goes hand in hand. And then you wonder why, when she doesn't get her way, they throw tantrums. How many police body cam videos have you guys seen where women are throwing tantrums, acting a darn fool? And you say, man, this is crazy. But the thing is, women like that don't want to grow up. And a lot of these women that get arrested for drunk driving, or you know what I'm saying, whatever obstruction or whatever charges, and they throw a hissy fit and they kicking the windows in the back of the cop car and they spitting and they cussing. These women are wifed up. These women have boyfriends. These women have baby daddies. These women have long-term husbands and long-term relationships. And that's just crazy. It's wild. So you have to look at men some type of way, because men accept this type of stuff. And then they wonder why these women end up leaving them. They end up cheating on them. They end up disrespecting them in public. Because they don't want to grow up. They're still immature. And then you have these women that have their handouts, that want a man to pay for everything, that want a man to be a sole provider, that want you to buy him a Birkin bag, all these designer clothes, fancy, expensive dinners that the meat you're eating is not even clean meat. The half of the chefs are not even washing their hands properly. You don't know how much salt, what kind of bad oils they're using. But these dinners be upwards of $200-300, including tips. And this is what these women want, a lot of them every weekend. Because they're not used to nothing. A female who is used to having a good life, who is used to having things, who was brought up and her parents were actually good parents and provided more than what they could, that's a woman who, when she gets older, she's not going to have her hand out. She's going to be willing to contribute to the relationship. She's going to have no problem working and doing her part. This is a woman you don't have to sit down with and say, what do you bring to the table? The only type of women that men ask what do they bring to the table is women that these dudes know have the entitled mentality. Men could read women off of the first 60 seconds of talking to them. You could tell where her eyes are, her body language, what type of mannerism she has, what type of phrases she uses. A man can tell off what type of woman he's dealing with, and like, oh man, this woman's gonna want me to do this, do that, and that. My woman I'm with, that I've been with for over 10 years now, I knew from first conversation what type of woman she was. I knew she wasn't a user. I knew from the beginning she had a good heart, and she was a good person, and she will hold down a man. I knew this from the first 60 seconds of talking to her. I don't know if dudes be acting stupid. I don't know if dudes get blinded by the big butt and the smile or what. But you watching this video, if you haven't gotten yourself into a long-term relationship, man, this is your heads up. This is your warning. A woman who doesn't go out the house when you guys are going out to dinner or going out to an event or wherever you're going out and about. A woman who doesn't have to put on tons of makeup and doesn't have to alter her appearance the way she looked when she first woke up. That is a grown, mature woman who loves herself and accepts herself for who she is. This is for men who want long-term relationships. This is for men who want it to last. This is for men who want a woman that if things gets tough, she's not going to throw a temper tantrum. She's not going to walk away. She's not going to go back to her ex. You got to make sure that these women have fully grown up. And accountability comes with it. Women who don't accept accountability have not grown up. A grown woman is going to admit when she's wrong. A grown woman is going to fix her mistakes, her bad choices, her bad decisions. You're not going to have to keep repeating yourself. Oh, I thought we talked about why you keep doing this. She's a little girl. If you got to keep having this conversation, she hasn't fully grown up. And then a lot of you dudes are dealing with these women who had single moms and didn't have their fathers in their lives. For a woman to respect you as a man and for a woman to be fully mature, she has to have both parents involved in her life at some point in her life. It can't be one-sided because you need that even balance. Especially, you want to date a woman, especially if the parents separated, that the father was still playing a strong role and was there supporting her every step of the way. Did what he could. Was not a low-life bum like my last ex, like her father. Smoking weed with his sons and hanging out and BSing. Only having a job during the summertime, springtime, where he could cut grass and do that type of work. That's a bum dad. That's not a dad that my ex-girlfriend could have looked up to. But the woman I'm with now, yes, her father was a good father. He did everything he could. Rest in peace to him. He passed away less than a year ago. But he was in her life. He was fully supportive. He was a good male role model. He was somebody that she could look up to. So, yeah, sometimes me and my woman get into it. Our relationship isn't perfect, but at the end of the day, she still respects me. She never disrespects me in public. She honors my opinion and my voice. Trust me, fellas, I'm speaking to you off of experience. I've dealt with these immature little girl mentality women who don't want to grow up. I've dealt with them. Only for a fun time, not a long time. I was not stupid. I was not having unprotected sex and not pulling out when I was, having sexual intercourse with these females. I knew that if I slipped up and I accidentally got them pregnant, man, my life was over. My life, not over, but a peaceful life was over. I would have lived a life full of stress, full of mental stress, full of depression, struggling. Like my brother. I got a half brother, man. Same mother, different fathers. But he's going to be working 2, 3, 4 jobs for the rest of his life, trying to take care of the 3 kids he got out of wedlock. Didn't get along with none of his baby mothers. Even his latest child, they probably going to end up breaking up soon. Because my half brother has a bad choice in women. 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out, buddy. He didn't learn after the first 2 baby mothers that he was making bad choices. And I met one of the 2. And yeah, she was extremely immature. When she got mad, she would cuss him out, be disrespectful. She never fully grew up. But she also was raised by a single mother. Her father was not in her life. And listen, I don't understand when melanated people come together and they both grew up in single parent households. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. It doesn't make sense. That's one reason why, as a melanated man, you should have no problem crossing over. Because 9 times out of 10, if you date a white female as a melanated man, she's going to have both parents involved in her life. If not currently, through most of her upbringing. It's just trauma on trauma. It's just toxicity on top of toxicity. Toxicity versus toxicity. Drama versus drama, going head to head. Anger versus anger. That's what you deal with when you deal with a woman who grew up in a single parent household and you did as the same. You're not going to see eye to eye. You're going to think you're right. She's going to think she's right. You're never going to be able to have accountability and come to each other and say, I apologize, and her apologize, and then you try to work on the problems and fix it. Because neither of you never saw that in your home. You saw different men going in and out of your home. You heard your mom crying late nights, crying herself to sleep. You saw your mom drunk, falling over, stumbling. I know I found my mom fell asleep on the toilet a lot of times, mixing pain medication with alcohol because she was depressed. Depressed after her husband, she broke up with her husband, depressed because she couldn't keep a man, because the bills are out of control. Come on, man. That's what a lot of single children had to deal with. And then us as melanated people, we don't go get counseling. We don't want to go talk to somebody. We think that's weird. Oh, I'm not going to talk to no white person to express my problems, or to some stranger. I'm not doing that. Melanated people think they're too good to go get counseling, to go get help, to have somebody to talk to. So you have all this built in on top of what's going on in American society, on top of the day-to-day working hard, bills, trying to eat right, trying to stay in shape, be healthy, paying your taxes, trying to save money, trying to make something of yourself so you don't just be struggling paying bills your whole life. You got all this stress, all these attacks from the devil through social media, through just day-to-day life, through music. You got all these different attacks, but you're trying to make a toxic relationship work on top of that. It's not going to work, man. If you've been through toxicity, if you grew up in a single parent home, you need to be with a woman who had both parents in her life, who's peaceful, who knows how to uplift a man, who has patience, understanding, love, a nurturer, knows how to give you your space when you're not in the mood, understand you. These are all the things my woman is. This is why I'm still here today. This is why I'm not going nowhere. So fellas, if you in a toxic relationship, or you with a female that's giving toxic signs, that's acting immature, if it seems like she don't want to grow up, always got to put on tons of makeup, different color sew-ins, different color weaves, you better run and never look back. You better run and never look back. You better run and never look back. I'll repeat it multiple times because I got to drill it in your head. Because you not running it and never looking back could be the biggest mistake you make in your life, and the last mistake. All right, I'll catch you next one. Hit the comment section, man. Hit the like button, subscribe. Peace and love.